Hey everyone, welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 231. No, it's not 200.
We're not on the 200s anymore. We're on the 300s. This is like when you get a new year and you got to write in your checkbook.
I have no
You got to
idea
remember
where
the
that
current
came from.
year.
231. It's 301. Where's 230? I don't know. It's April 26, 2019. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly Lynn. Hi.
And I'm Adriel.
Trevor's not with us, and maybe Matthew will join us at some point.
I think New Brunswick and Quebec are flooding, so they're probably in their boats right now.
They're bailing.
You have to have a boat in New Brunswick because it's on the ocean, so they're all just in their boats right now, fishing, drinking. That's what I imagine everyone out there does, right?
Okay.
Some combination of those two.
Fishing and drinking?
Yes.
The drinking, yes.
At the same time, though, you got to do both of them on a boat, drinking and fishing.
I've seen that happen. It was never good. No.
Seems to work so far.
Sure.
All right.
Why don't we talk about what we did in guns this week? Our guests are going to join us at some point as well, so we're gonna move forward, and why don't we talk about what we did in guns this week? What we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center. It's Canada's premier firearms retailer. Calgary Shooting Center has the Knights Armament SR25 E2 Advanced Combat Carbine for, oh my God, Adriel, you put this in here.
It's a Knights Armament. It's an SR25. It's like the highest quality AR-10 you can buy. The highest.
For the great price of $7,209. Why didn't they just say 10?
You gotta work those pricing numbers.
Yeah. Well, because the $1 makes such a difference. It is chambered in 7.62 NATO with a 16-inch flat dark earth. Oh, well, that makes the difference. Everybody's going to buy that. So
it's a Knights Armament. You're paying for excellent quality.
Yeah. That's for people who can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not me and you.
Well, I mean, if I sold all my guns, maybe I could, but I don't want to do that.
Okay, so what's something that's not a Norinco? What would you get? So if it's not a Norinco and it's not the Knights Armament, what would you say in between?
I have a Shadow 2. That's in between. Right?
Yeah.
Very little else. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why don't you tell us what you did in guns this week? Because you did a bunch.
I did some stuff. I got my 3-gun vids and I spliced them like me compared to some of the other faster guys who had some runs that were faster on the stages where I wasn't. And I took a look at them to see where I need to improve because it wasn't immediately clear. There's a couple stages where I was like, that felt good. I think I did pretty good at that stage. And then I looked at some other people's times and was like, I didn't. But they weren't on my squad, so I didn't get to see. On my squad, the problem with your top shooters being spread out on different squads versus the quote unquote super squad where all the best shooters are on one squad. So it's really hard to tell where you're at if you're in that top 5 and you're just spread on one of the other squads. It's on my squad, I was 20-30% faster than everyone. So it's very hard for me to tell where I'm leaving time behind. But whereas a lot of these other guys, they put their runs on Instagram and that kind of thing. So I could take a look and compare where I was versus where they were. So a couple of things I want to improve.
Yep.
My gun draw speed could be a little bit faster. That's not going to make up all the time though. One of the ones I saw was when I'm shooting on the move, I'm getting too steady. My hits were too accurate. Can I say that? They were too accurate. I could have been less accurate and faster and traded it a little bit more.
You were taking the time to place the shot.
Yeah, pulling up and now shoot when it should have been bah, 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 just hosing everything all around me. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
And, so that was one of the things. Another one was my rifle shooting speed. Same thing. I was pulling my rifle up. I was looking through the red dot, putting it on target, and then pulling the trigger. When in reality, when that red dot circle was somewhere on the brown target, I should have just been whacking the trigger and moving on. And then, yeah, same thing. Rifle double taps when steady enough, kind of a thing. I went for a range trip during the week, which is not something I normally do, but our sunsets are getting later and later here in Edmonton, so I can head out pretty late now. So I went out and tested a couple different things. BCL 102.
Yep.
I put in all the parts they sent me, and it worked. I was prepared to. I brought my other ejector, and it just all worked. The gas rings, all that kind of stuff. I did some slow-mo video, and they ejected just fine now. So some combination of those parts fixed my ejection issue.
Excellent.
Yeah. I also tested I got a new ejection, what do you call it, case deflector for the WK-180C. So now I've got two of them. So I borrowed my buddy's WK-180, and
did you do the video?
I didn't produce it yet. I shot it though in slow-mo from like 2 different angles, and it works. I mean, so did this thing. Like these rubber little M-LOK covers worked as well, but the case deflectors do like the surface is a little bit wider, so if the case comes out at a weirder angle, it'll still handle it and still kick it out the side and not mark up the side of your receiver, which is really why I got them. I did some long range with my Norinco NS522. I was shooting at, I started at 200, but it was like too easy to hit stuff at 200. So I went up to 300, and that was more challenging, but still pretty easy.
So did you go any further?
No, because at my range, the next one out is 500, and I don't have enough elevation to get out there.
Okay.
So this weekend, I'm going to head out to my parents' place, and there I've got whatever I want. I can go 0 to 650, so anywhere in there.
Okay.
So I'll do that with 22. I don't want to confirm at a wide variety of distances, so I can confirm the MOA that Strelok is telling me to dial into my scope, and have some fun shooting some 22s. Got a whole bunch of those like tiny little 22 targets, so all steel, and those should be fun to shoot at longer distances.
Cool.
I tested that Turkish shotgun. Was it Defender and
the Connect
Regulator? Yeah, that one worked fine. The pistol grip's stupid. It's really stupid. It's like it's so slippery, and the forend is so slippery. The gun moved in my hands, even if I'm like gripping it really hard. It was still moving in my hands with just like target shot. I can't imagine trying to hip shoot it with a slug or something like that. It's moving in your hands. So I did some video with the pistol grip on it, and then I put the regular stock on it. And of course, the regular stock is a lot nicer to shoot. Yeah, you can actually hit stuff, and it does what it's supposed to. It's just for show. It's just because it looks cool. It's not useful. Yeah. No. Shot that Modern Sporter. Fantastic. Oh, I was shooting some there's some freshly painted steel, and I was shooting a plate about yay big, and I could see all my hits making like a nice little center little pock mark with just like bulk 55 grain crap. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot that at the 3-gun match, not the weekend coming up, but the one afterwards. And it like the rifle won't be holding me back. We'll put it that way. So.
Did you take any pictures and send them to Trevor?
Oh, I should do that. I should do some different video and stuff like that. I did put a whole bunch of like really nice photos up on my Facebook page though. Okay. On the Hunting Gear Guys Facebook. Yeah. So those are up there, and Trevor did voice his displeasure at the fact that I've got one faster than him. Yeah. So mission accomplished there.
Good job.
Yeah. And then I want to just show this guy.
Yeah.
You said you've got one of these, but kind of want to show it off anyways.
Well, there's a box of Federal ammo that's crappy. Okay.
Yeah, you've seen that stuff before. Yeah. And this is a 22 up Lula. There's a bunch of different Lulas that they have, and it's honestly kind of confusing. Anyways, this one works with these wide Marlin 795 mags, and these like I don't know. I shot 1,000 rounds out of these without using a mag Lula, and it was starting to wear on my fingers after, say after like 500 rounds. Yep. And I want my boy to load his own damn mags. So
You're gonna give him one of those. It's gonna be
Enter this.
easier. Yeah.
yeah. It's the same thing as all your other Lulas. It just pushes down on the bullets so you can chuck the next one in and keep on going in. So
You can get him to do that all day. It's gonna be fun.
yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get him to load for me when I'm doing ammo testing. No?
Child
Too much?
labor. Oh, it's
You
a
know.
great idea.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think. Well, it like once you get into the 20s on those things, it's really stiff to get in because I think it kind of double stacks them a little bit towards the end, and that spring is starting to really tension up. So when I was loading it with that, I got to the end. I'm like, oh, I guess that's enough. I guess it's full now, and it didn't occur to me that it was getting close just because it was so easy to load. And then I think I mentioned already, I'm going to go do some long range 22 this weekend to prep for Maple. Well, not prep for Maple Seed because the Maple Seed I'm just going to help instruct, but prep for Seer. Yes, and that match on Saturday,
which is taking place on the Saturday. Maple Seed is going to be taking place on the Friday.
You got it.
Yeah,
that's it for me.
Oh, there's Doug too. Okay. Hi, Doug.
Hello. Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
Hi, Corey. Adriel, what do you want to do?
How's it going, Kelly?
Hi. Love your shirt, by the way. I'm wearing mine too.
I know. I figured we'd be twinsies, so.
Yeah, we can jump into the main topic if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you guys for coming on. I know that Trevor, what we're going to do is we're going to go right into the main topic now that you guys are able to join us. The main topic is basically all about you guys. What we'll do is we'll introduce the main topic and then ask you guys a few questions, and you guys can share about yourselves, about Coat of Arms. But also at the end of it, we'll do a little bit of how can we find you, where can we find you, plug for you guys, anything that you do want to plug. And then we'll do a fake sign off. Thanks for coming on. And then that's not really a sign off. It's just basically closing the interview part of it. And if you guys have anything that you wanted to talk about or anything right after that, that's fine as well. We are live, by the way, as well. Just need to let you know that. Case you.
So how can people find you guys right now if they want to check in?
So
what's the best way for me to send them to watch this right now? YouTube?
Yeah.
So you guys give me the plug for YouTube. I just go to Slamfire Radio on YouTube.
Yep. And it's right at the top, or you can go to our Facebook page. The link is at the top.
Perfect.
If you searched Slamfire Radio YouTube.
Right now.
Yeah, you might find. Oh, look at that. There's 301. Oh, look. That's us live. Yep.
Okay. So I have no idea. Trevor, I saw Corey at the TACCOM show. Not TACCOM, sorry. Toronto Sportsman Show.
Sportsman. Yeah.
And I said, hey, you got to come on the show. And Trevor had already contacted you guys.
Yeah. No, it was great timing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say great minds think alike, but
that means Trevor and I think alike. No.
And have great minds. I don't know about that.
Thanks, Adriel. Okay. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Ready to roll.
Okay. So for tonight's main topic, we have Coat of Arms on. They're going to be on talking to us about all the fantastic things that they've been doing over the past year. So I wanted to introduce Corey as well as Doug. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. Thanks for coming on. Why don't you actually tell people about Coat of Arms? If people don't know about it, when did you start? How did you start? Where? Well, we'll tell them where they can find you in a little bit, but why don't you tell us all about you guys?
Well, Corey and I formed Coat of Arms in, I would say, mid to late 2017. We're actually both from the Niagara region of Ontario, Niagara Falls, fairly close to there. And Corey and I met through shooting sports. and we decided to take on this adventure. We had a lot of common interests, and we'd work together on some other projects. And we had our soft launch in 2017, and we had our, Corey, would you say our official firm launch on January 1st, 2018 is kind of really when Coat of Arms got going. And that was launched with some of you may remember the But Wait, There's More Holiday Hangover 1. That was our official January 1st, 2018.
Yeah, that was for the giveaway we did. That was the first giveaway we had about, I don't know, I think we gave away 2 guns and maybe about $5,000 worth of gear. And then this year we were able to up that. I think we gave away close to $14,000 worth of guns and gear in Holiday Hangover 2. So it was a nice step up. We had a lot of our community come together and be able to step up to the plate and do some big things. And we really appreciate all the sponsors that were involved in that. There was got to be about 14 of them.
So that was the whiteout launch that you did?
That was, yeah.
So a lot of people
that was.
Oh.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Okay, sorry. So everybody was able to buy a T-shirt or a sweatshirt or toque, and then they were. Do you want to describe how they could enter into the draw and some of the different things that people were able to win?
Well, this year. Sorry, go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, so for this year, all we did is we decided to tie it into a different theme, and the goal was let's change the theme to keep it fresh. And this year was the whiteout edition, which everybody loves their whiteout hoodies until they get chicken wing sauce on them, and then it all goes to crap from there. But that's what we did for the theme this year. And you could buy a hoodie or a toque that was part of that whiteout edition, and in return you've got entries. And to get bonus entries, all you did was to share yourself wearing either the toque or the hoodie online. And then just when everybody thought that it was over, we did a surprise one, which was the most recent one, which was sponsored by Wolverine Supplies, Nanook, and CCFR. And you had Iron City Action on, I think, in a previous episode, and he won. So that was great.
Oh, did he? I didn't know he won. Yeah, he was on last week on our 300th episode. Well, what types of events have you been at? I met some of you at the Meaford Long Range Steel Challenge, but where are you going out? What types of events are you doing? What are you looking forward for this year?
Well, we try to cover as much as we can. Sometimes people say we're everywhere, and sometimes it feels like we are everywhere because we're never home. Well, my wife tells me that I'm never home. But last year we went to a ton of events. This year we're trying to cover just as many. And this year there's a couple big events we really want to hit as well. 3 big ones, namely, that we're putting together our travel plans for right now. First one coming up will be GAT Show in June in Ontario. The second one that we can talk about will be Wolverine Days, which is later in June in Manitoba. And then the biggie late in the year in September will be TACCOM, TACCOM number 2 in September.
Yep. That's awesome. So TACCOM conflicts with Meaford.
We are aware.
So what's going to happen there? Did you guys figure that out, or am I going to miss you this year? Okay, we'll move on to something else.
Well, you know what? It's the reason why Doug's hesitating is because there's some stuff that we can't announce yet, and it's specific to that. But yeah, I think the quick answer to that is we're going to try to be present at both events. We'll definitely be at TACCOM, and we'll have a presence at Meaford as well.
Okay. Do you want to tell people basically where they can check out Coat of Arms TV? But I also wanted to talk a little bit about the magazine as well. Did you want to talk about that too?
Sure.
Okay.
Find us. We're available, I guess, on YouTube. That's where we initially launched. So search for Coat of Arms on YouTube. We pop up usually as one of the first choices there.
Mhm.
Our humble little channel there. We are also on Instagram. We have a decent following on Instagram under Coat of Arms TV. I think that's where a lot of guys see us and ladies see us. We do have a Facebook account, but if you're watching and you're a Coat of Arms follower, we don't really like Facebook, and we don't go there very often. So if you are trying to reach out to us, try to do it through other means. We also have a website, coatofarmstv.com. If you are looking to, pick up a sweater or T-shirt or something like that, that's usually where that's the portal where we have those for sale. And we usually announce our contests there as well. If you want to find out if you won one of the contests, we have all the winners posted there as well. So, in fact, if guys want to see just how huge the whiteout contest was this year, go to coatofarmstv.com and you'll click one of the tabs is winners, and you'll just see how crazy the prize list was this year.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, great list, and also the sponsors for it. Fantastic.
Definitely. Well, we can't do it without the sponsors. So,
Right.
and Canadian sponsors have been fantastic to us. Basically since we launched, the support we've had from retailers and distributors and other vendors has been outstanding. So,
Okay. So if somebody has an event that they want to see if you guys will be able to come out to, how do they contact you? Which is the best method?
Probably either through the website. Our email is there. If you info@coatofarmstv.com. Corey and I get both of those emails, so we do get them. Corey is quite active on Instagram on the Coat of Arms Instagram channel. So if you DM him there, usually he gets it pretty quick as well because he's quite active there.
Okay. Specific events that you guys are interested in attending?
Kind of falls within our mandate. Like, we're interested in anything that obviously is interesting, but also is, showcasing Canadian shooters, Canadian athletes, events that are, legal firearms ownership positive. We want to know about these events because, we don't always know about them. So definitely, if there's something, if somebody out there thinks they'd like us to come by, maybe do some coverage of it, at least reach out to us so we're aware of it. Maybe we can't fit into our schedule, but maybe we might have an opening, and myself or Corey or all three of us, there's another guy behind the scenes as well that can come out and we can check it out and report back to everybody.
Okay. How far?
Yeah, the other thing I might mention
Go
as
ahead.
well is that, like in terms of the website, we try to cover as much as we can. The Coat of Arms model itself, from its inception even till today, is, a lot of people are critical on videos like, why didn't you do this, or why aren't you doing that? And the truth of the matter is we try to do the best we can for everybody, but the truth is we have not received a dime from anybody. Any of our sponsors or any of those, man, I would have loved to keep all those $14,000 worth of prizes, but we give everything back to our viewers and our community. The whole reason Doug and I got into this was because we both have other, means of, financial, rewards in other areas with work, and it allots us the ability and the time to do this. So our mandate was always to give as much value added back to our viewers and the people that support us. So that's kind of what we've been really focused on. So when anybody says, well, you never made it out to this, and we do apologize if we can't, but we will try. And I think that some new projects that we have to launch in the coming year are going to allow us to do a lot more of that. But just so everybody does know, we've never taken a single penny from anyone. This is 100% financed by both Doug and myself.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. You guys are showing things in a positive light. You're promoting the sports. Very professional, by the way, as well. The uploads that I see on YouTube, well done. Who does all the editing, by the way?
There's a team of myself, and then Mike is one of our guys as well. Both Mike and I have a background in television and film. That's kind of where the skill set comes from. Mike's worked on TV shows and film like The Listener, SWAT, Rookie Blue, RoboCop, the remake. Don't give him any slack for that one. But But yeah, and then Mike and I, we went to film school together. Mike went to go into the union, and he went and did big film productions. And I started a production company, and I started doing everything from documentaries to TV shows to corporate videos to wedding videos. We did everything, and it just got to a point where Doug and I met, and we were like, hey, you know what? This is something I have a skill set, and Doug brings a lot to the table. He originally was going to be the only person on camera. I've since been pulled onto camera.
I saw that.
That was never meant to be. Yeah, that was never meant to be. So I do my best, and it was just a really good match that Doug and I had made, and then with our other cohort, Mike. So it's been good.
I do have to ask Doug, what's your most favorite interview that you've done, or what's the most favorite thing that you've done on camera?
Oh, well, there's a tough question. We've met some really cool people. Maybe Corey, you're on the same page as me, but I thought it was pretty surreal this past SHOT Show when we were hanging out with Chris Tonto Peranto.
Oh.
I gotta say, I didn't expect that to happen. It was pretty cool. We're talking guy that's kind of a pivotal moment in history, and he was so down to earth. It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, I would also say in reference to that, I would agree with Doug. There's been many. There's been a lot of ones that really stick out in my mind. That one was kind of interesting because it was one that was unexpected. It was we really built a quick bond in a very short amount of time, and we were starting with one project, and we ended up doing 3 projects with them. And we really kicked it off, and we look forward to a lot of future work with Chris as well for some of the projects that we're talking about, hopefully in the very near future.
That's awesome. Adriel.
Yes.
You got anything to ask them about the TV show?
No, I mean, like your guys' video quality is excellent,
Yeah, it
and the production quality is clearly professional, and I think that's what people like. I think people like to watch that kind of stuff because it's easy to watch, it's not too long, and it hits all the right spots. But your magazine, you guys accept submissions from just about anyone. I don't know about that. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Oh, there was this guy from the Edmonton area, and he sent me this article. It probably took me like 20 hours just to edit out all the errors and grammatical issues and that sort of thing.
Run-on sentences, couldn't spell to save his life. Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. You did an awesome job on that article. It was a good read, and actually it was quite well received. Quite well received.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the chance to write for a magazine because I haven't done that yet. Oh wait, no, I have, but not this one.
You're published.
There we go.
What I've seen with the magazine is it's just gotten better and better and better. Each edition that's come out, it's just growing fantastically.
I think that in reference to that, Kelly, is that when we started the magazine, funny story, it was started not with the intention of creating an actual magazine. It was actually supposed to be the program for GAT Show. And we had a lot of we had a lot of positive feedback from it. And they're like, "Oh, when's the next one coming out?" And we're like, "Well, next time we do GAT Show, we'll have another program." Is kind of what we were thinking. And then everybody was like, "You should do this," and we were like, "Yeah, okay, if you want it, we'll do it." So that was kind of how it was birthed, and it maybe allows us a little bit of leeway and for the poor quality of the first issue, because it was never meant to be an issue. So we've definitely made improvements since then. We have a huge learning curve, and we continue to grow and learn. But yeah, that's a testament to why each issue is getting better, is because we're just able to do a bit more. Some more resources come to us, allocate some more money to be able to make it better and better each issue. And I think that's what you'll continue to see. And Doug can talk a bit about value added in regards to that topic, because we've always tried to give back in that, 1 with the t-shirt deal, and then 2 with the CCFR, and then 3 with the patches that Doug can talk a bit about right now.
Sweet. Let's talk about patches.
All right. Well, as we like to give stuff away, as everybody's figured out, we hooked up with our friends at Custom Patch, and these guys have done patches for us before. In fact, if you've seen the coat of arms patches, they make them for us, and we're always looking to co-promote and kind of do that business to business routine with other cool companies in Canada. And we decided that direct mail subscribers to High Capacity Magazine will be getting cool morale patches with their subscription.
Sweet.
Yes. So
Nice.
if I believe we just kind of topped out on that a couple weeks ago, but if you are a direct mail subscriber to High Capacity Magazine, when you get the next issue, you will be getting a special edition High Capacity Magazine morale patch.
Nice.
And for the next 2 issues after that, we haven't announced what those patches are. The mail subscribers will be getting patches from special companies as well. So yeah, so with your subscription, you're getting not only the magazine, you're getting 3 custom edition morale patches.
That's awesome.
And I just want to point out, Doug, that's if the people have subscribed before. What was the deadline date, Doug?
April 10th.
Okay. Let's put that in there.
Yeah,
too.
I just want to do that because I know we're going to get 1,000 emails right after this about that when their patch doesn't arrive, if that's the case. Yeah. But one thing I do want to recognize too is the CCFR's contribution in terms of our partnership. One of an interesting story, I guess, is kind of funny, not really, but we made this. It was Custom Patch Canada is our partner, and we created that deal with them. And that was great because I had quoted them. I'm like, okay, well, our subscriptions aren't huge, so max will be in between like 300 to 500, right? So Doug and I get the first email from the CCFR going, oh, these are all the people that opted in. And I, without getting into specific numbers, let's just say it is dramatically larger than that amount. So when we found out, now we're on the hook for like, let's just say way more than 500 patches. That we didn't account our budget for. And Doug and I just were like, hey, that was a nice learning experience. But everybody's going to have a great patch for the next 3 issues. So it's a win. It's a win in the end for everybody else.
I wrote a very large check about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. In the meantime, Doug and I are eating ramen.
Patch ramen.
Yeah, patch ramen. You should get a patch for that.
Ramen patch.
So
that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, gun pour.
I'm sure those patch guys will throw one in after your big purchase with them.
So people can't like Adriel did it. Adriel, did you contact them about 3Gun and just say, here's an article, or what did you do?
Maybe. I forget. Yes, I did. Like, yo, I want to write an article about 3Gun.
That's
way, like this.
That's
like
way less sexy
thing.
Though, because what Adriel wanted to say was, no, they sought me out and they saw my previous work and they reached out to me. And but yeah, you know what it is? It's anybody who has an interest in writing and wants to share their story, or even if they don't have the ability to be a writer, a great writer, but still wants to share their story. We're happy to take submissions, ideas, anything of the sort. Our job is to facilitate the stories of the community, and that's all what the magazine is. And the in-between pieces are just kind of like what we fill in the blanks, what we think other people want to hear. But this magazine is about the people, and that's why we created it.
That's awesome. There's a lot of people that are involved in that as well. I went through the last edition and saw some of the people that were writing. Our gun community is really small. I have to say that.
Recognize all the writers.
Yeah, I recognized everybody. But our community is small, but it's also it's getting bigger. There's some stories out there. You guys are getting it out there with the magazine. You're also getting it out there with the TV as well, with the YouTube. Any other things that are coming down the pipe? Because it seems like things are just snowballing for you.
Yeah, we've got some stuff that's in the works, but I touched on this earlier. I think 3 of the big things coming up are these 3 trade shows that are coming up throughout the summer and in the fall. The first one being GAT Show in June 15th and 16th at Silverdale Gun Club in Southern Ontario. Corey and I are quite involved in the organization of that event. The first one was last year. We did it in August last year. We moved it forward earlier in the summer, just based on feedback we got from exhibitors and vendors and participants. So June 15th and 16th this year. Am I correct on that, Corey? Is that the correct date, 15th and 16th?
It's the 14th and 15th.
14th and 15th.
Instead of it being a weekend, it's actually a Friday and Saturday because the Sunday is Father's Day. So we left that for family.
And,
Yeah, so
and
that-
just in terms of a gun show, like how is GAT Show different? Like, is it just a bunch of old guys like selling 303s for like $600-700 on a table? Is that the idea, or is it different?
It's
it's
opposite of
completely
that.
different. So, I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people that don't know, the concept is actually something that we borrowed when we were in at SHOT Show our first year. We went to something called the Antares Alliance, and what it was a veteran run business event. So anybody could come out, and it's live fire, try and buy. So the concept is everybody there were veterans. Everybody there had businesses and products they wanted to put in your hands. You try them, and then you can buy them on the spot or set up a dealer account with them, what have you. And Doug and I thought, why don't we do the same thing, back in Canada, and we'll call it GAT Show, which is the Guns and Tactical Show, and be able to have all the different distributors out there. You get your hands on the gun. It's kind of like a mini industry day from SHOT Show.
Yep.
Everybody says, well, we're not part of the industry. We can't attend SHOT Show. Well, let's try to give them that in the range day aspect. And truth be told, Fred and the guys at TACCOM Canada have kind of created the same thing as SHOT Show. And our concept was to try to create the same thing as Industry Day. So we've have like probably 10 or 15 different live fire vendors this year, a whole bunch of individual companies out there. You try the gun and the distributor sends you out and says, I've got some of my best dealers out there. Today is the day that you should make a deal. Go talk to them, get the best deal possible, and you walk away with a great deal, have a lot of fun, and you don't need a firearms license. Anybody can come out, safely be supervised to be able to shoot these guns and have a good time. So anybody that you have friends or family that want to participate, you don't have to be like, oh, well, unfortunately you can't. So it's very inclusive family event and lots for everybody. We have some videos that we're going to release from the last one, so everybody can get a chance to check those out.
Okay. So it's at Silverdale on the 14th and 15th. Do you have to
Yes.
pre-register, or you can just go?
Go ahead,
You can-
Doug.
It's general admission. Anybody can show up. You just have to show ID at the door. It doesn't matter if you have a PAL or don't have a PAL. We will be announcing shortly that there will be a VIP program available. First come, first serve. VIPs will get some exclusive access to the firing line early in the show. Again, it will be a limited number, and we will be announcing that very soon. But it is open to anybody. You do not need to pre-register for general admission. The only pre-registry would be for people who want that VIP pass, and that will be a very limited number this year, based on feedback from last year. Like anything we do, it's a learning curve. We put ourselves out there, we organize it, we do the best we can, and we take in the feedback and try to do it better the next time, bigger and better. And based on feedback, we're going to have a very limited VIP section this year.
Awesome. Excellent. So anything else you'd like to share with us or our listeners or viewers before you leave?
Well, other shows we're going to. We're going to be at Wolverine Days this year.
Yep.
First time, I think, for both Corey and I. We got the invite, and we're very excited to go there and check out what goes on there. I mean, we get to see it through Canadian Gun Nuts and YouTube and social media and that sort of thing. But we're really pumped to be able to go out there and check it out, do some video work, and then of course the biggie later in the year, TACCOM. We're super pumped about TACCOM. Super pumped.
So
I think another thing I would add to that would be that we have in the next issue of High Capacity Magazine, we have an announcement we're going to be making in there that is associated in some way to TACCOM itself. And
Okay.
I can also say that we're going to be very involved with TACCOM. Like we're working very closely with Fred and his team at TACCOM. We're going to a lot of exciting things going on there that we're going to be announcing as well. But in the next issue, we're going to announce something that I think is just another value added to our community. And I'd like to, thank Fred and the team at TACCOM for, stepping up and bringing a show like this to the table for us, and really reaching out and asking us to, participate. We really do appreciate that.
Excellent. Thank you. Again, where can everybody find you? How can they get the magazine? Can they expect their patch?
I spend a lot of time on fulfillment, and if I owe you something, please let me know. I never thought I'd be a professional packer and shipper from my warehouse in St. Catharines. To be honest, with Coat of Arms and everything we do, everything that we're doing now, we didn't expect to be, I'd say, growing this fast or being this far kind of down the road. Everything that we're dealing with now is kind of things Corey and I thought maybe, 2 years, 3 years down the road that we'd be getting to. It's just the way this industry works, and with networking and the great response and that we've had from everybody, it just happens so fast. And yeah, so if I haven't got your t-shirt to you fast enough or your hoodie, it's not that I'm trying to slow it down. It's just we have so much on the go, and we're a small team, and and it's just growing so fast, which is a high level problem to have, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm. Good
Yeah,
problem.
so highcapacitymagazine.ca is where you can get your subscriptions. I would say get in now, because we will have, even though the patch deal has ended, we do have some other stuff we will be announcing that's coming up for the next round of subscribers. So always something to add. If anybody wants to share stories, please reach out to us. Any feedback, we always appreciate it. At Sportsman show, when we were there and I met Kelly, was the first time I actually had somebody that got super excited to meet me, like almost as if I was like a mini celebrity. And and it was like both Tracy and I, Tracy Wilson from the CCFR, were together to experience that side by side. And she's like, "Oh, I've had that for a while," and I'm like, "That was my first one." So that was kind of cool. So we do humbly and graciously appreciate everybody's support, and I can't tell you what this means to us to have started something so small, to have it grow so fast and be in the position we are. And we hope to continue to give you guys stuff back, and in the future we've got some big announcements, and we'd love to come back on the show and be able to share those with you guys when we're able to release them.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic if you can. Also, come back after TACCOM as well. We'd love to hear everything that happened there. Yep.
We love that. Yeah, absolutely.
Adriel, anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, thanks for doing this, guys. I mean, we need a little bit more PR and a little bit more media around our sport, and you guys are doing a terrific job of it.
Yeah. And as you said, you started with an idea and it just caught on, and it's because of the fact that Canada, we need more people like you giving back to the community, and our gun community it's growing. So we wanted to thank you for that as well.
Well, we'd like to thank you for all the stuff that you guys contribute as well. I mean, you guys are like the stuff that the two of you guys are involved in the community and with the CCFR and all the other great causes. I mean, it's absolutely inspiring to see that to us. Like, I didn't know, even like speaking specifically about you, Kelly, like when I saw you at Meaford, I'm like, she's there putting in some long days and long hours, and then you're doing the CCFR stuff. And then I see you at, the trade shows and God knows all the other stuff that you contribute that I don't see. So, and Adriel, again, thank you for contributing to our magazine. And you always have a home with High Capacity Magazine with whatever it is that you guys want to share. And we thank you for the work that you guys do. It is truly appreciated.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
I'm also a photographer. I took a couple of those pictures of Adriel that was in the magazine too.
Yes, you did.
Anyways, again, Coat of Arms, you can find you on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, a little bit. And you can subscribe to the to the magazine. You can do that through the CCFR. If you purchase a membership, you can opt in to have that, or you can go directly to the magazine itself and purchase it through there. And it's high capacity. Is it .ca or .com?
Highcapacitymagazine.ca.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And that's where I subscribe to mine. So thanks
Yes.
again for
I shipped you a T-shirt, I think.
you did. I'm going. I got my magazine, no T-shirt, but I'm going. You guys, you explained it so well that you guys are just it's just taking off. So congratulations to you both. I can't wait to see what comes up next for you guys. It's really exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We hope to have you guys involved with what comes up next. So that's the goal. So we'll reach out to you. We've got some plans for you guys too.
Excellent. All right.
Cool.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on again.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
That's a radio goodbye.
Yeah, we didn't really script it because I didn't know originally Trevor was supposed to be on. So we were thinking he was going to interview you guys, but you guys are fantastic. You know that?
Thank you.
Thanks. We really appreciate that. We do what we can, and hopefully it inspires others to do something too, and try to start something new and have fun. And we couldn't agree more with your comments in terms of, like, we need 1 billion more people doing this stuff right here in Canada. Everybody looks at it like it's a competition, and I don't know why that is. We've had as much as support we've had from people, we've had equal amount of hate from people that are doing some stuff here. And it's not been cool. That's they look at us as a competition, and I'm like,
You're not.
I don't know why you feel that way. We're here to
No,
help.
there's more than enough room.
We'd love to have them on. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't look at the other podcasts as competition, but they're not to us because ours is so good.
That's the attitude.
I kid.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or just have fun. I will probably see you at a couple of events, maybe. I will probably be at TACCOM with the CCFR. I'm doing Maple Seed on the 15th, 16th in Woodview, Ontario. So I might be able to take the extra day on the Friday and go out to GAT. So maybe I'll see you there.
Okay.
I'm hoping to see you guys there. So, but
Yeah, that'd be excellent.
yeah, anytime you guys want to come on.
Yeah, we'd love that. And likewise, if there's anything we can do for you guys, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to try to promote everything that's positive in our sports. So we love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right.
You
See you
too.
later.
Now we're on to the rest of the show.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya. Well, I'm glad they were able to figure that out.
Yeah, I need a quick bio break.
Okay. Everybody's watching live. Thanks for sticking with us. We had a little bit of issues getting everybody on, so. And yeah. So, everybody who's watching, go and, subscribe so you can get some cool stuff. And what else? Go to TACCOM. I wonder what they're going to be doing. Sounds interesting. Marcel, they are awesome. So they've been going to some of the bigger events. Like I said, I met them at Meaford at the Long Range Steel Challenge. They recorded a video. If you actually have an opportunity, check them out on YouTube right after we're done tonight. They have some really good quality stuff going on. Also, the High Capacity magazine, the first one that came out, they were talking about it was just almost like a gacha, whatever. First one came out, it was okay, but the next edition, they actually had me in it, and the next edition after that is the one that has Adriel in it, and so they have a new one that's coming up too. And what else? Whiteout. Ton of people buying the t-shirts and the hoodies and the hats and posting that. They had probably, I think, I don't know, 15, 20 draws for different types of guns. So vendors from across the country, Canadian vendors, were sending them stuff to give away. They extended it also because of the fact that it was so popular this year. So that was good. I kind of hoped I would.
So you said the first one was not that great, but then the next one had you on, and the next one after that had me on. I thought you said it was getting better in quality.
It is getting better in quality, maybe not the content. I was thinking about that too. The second edition. So there's a write-up about CCFR and it was the women's edition. So there was a write-up with me in it, and then about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of the pictures were the ones that I took. And then it had the Me for Long Range Steel Challenge, and there's a picture of me as well. Good.
It's all over the place, Kelly.
I know.
Very prolific.
No.
No.
Prolific. I'm all over the place, but there aren't that many big events on the East Coast. I get High Capacity Magazine through CCFR. That's Marcel as well. Marcel, you need to have some more high. Well, there's SummerSlam. They should go to SummerSlam. What do you think? Okay. Do we want to continue with what we did in guns, or do you want to just skip over me because it wasn't all that much?
Nah, we got events and new gun stuff and all that kind of stuff. Why don't we just jump back in?
Okay. So why don't we just jump in and talk about events then? Matthew,
Well, didn't you do anything? What did you do in guns?
Oh, I thought you said just jump. Not really. What did I do? Last weekend I told you that I had to stay home. So what I did was I stayed home, but it was Saturday. So what did I do, Adriel?
You went to SFRC.
I did, and I bought some stuff. Not very much. I bought swivels. I bought a whole bunch of them for maple seeds so that we can put it into the trailer, and I spray painted them all pink. Do you know why I spray painted them all pink?
So that they come back to you?
Do you know why I had to buy more swivels?
Because they didn't come back to you.
Yeah.
I don't have any of your swivels.
So
you need the wider swivel, right? Like the standard one is an inch, but you need an inch and a quarter, inch and a half for yours.
So for the M1s, the M1 and A, or the Grand Sling, it's 1 1/4. But I just bought the 1 inch because we're using it on some of the nylon slings that are a little bit thinner.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So bought that. Didn't go shooting. I got invited to go shooting, but I had to turn Kelly down because of the fact that I had to turn her down. I was on my way out to the Maple Seed trailer. It was on Monday, holiday Monday. Yeah. We got there. We spent 3.5 hours at the trailer. What happened was at CFB Petawawa. I don't know if any of you were able to see the pictures at all. Did you see the pictures of the maple seed at CFB Petawawa?
Is that the one on the snow?
Yeah. So it was still 2 feet of snow. But what they did was on the range that the maple seed took place, they went and snow blowed or plowed or whatever they did. So they had a patch of 25 meters by 25 meters. Then all of the tarps went down, and then all of the mats went down. And what happens when you have warmer weather and snow kind of rain and with the tarps is they got disgustingly muddy and wet. At the end of the day, everything got picked up, folded up, and I love this. You know what? People who shoot at a range that is military, everybody helps out. Everybody stays, everybody packs up, and everything just gets thrown in the trailer. So everything was thrown in the trailer. We decided to go and unpack everything in the trailer because if not, everything was going to go moldy. Everything was going. So it rained for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days here. It wasn't very nice. And so Monday was the first day that it was actually sunny and we could unpack the trailer, dry everything out, get all the mud off of everything. So we were out there for about 3.5 hours, just unpacking everything, taking all the mats out of it. They were kind of getting musty and gross smelling. So everything is now nice, neat, tidy back in there. My OCD is okay again, and everything is dry and smelling, not like basically mold and musty. So that's what I did on the Monday. I was not able to go shooting. I had to go and do that because it was the only day that was available to do that. And the other things I've been doing is, again, lots of things with the admin side of things for Maple Seed. We have more events that have been released to the public. We're going to talk about those in upcoming events, but I sent some stuff out to Adriel. I said, guess what time I got to do this? It was 2:00 in the morning. I was digging around in my garage for stuff to send it to Adriel for the Maple Seed that's going to be happening next week too. So that's it. That's all I did with guns. Why don't we talk about upcoming events? Do you want to talk about the Matthew and Trevor Ferlacci fundamentals
They're
course?
doing a Ferlacci, which is a 2-day course at the Thomaston Corner Shooting Range near Fredericton, New Brunswick. To register, email us at slamfireradio@gmail.com.
Okay. There's going to be a CCFR RSO course. Trevor's going to be doing that. He's going to be doing it in Dalhousie, New Brunswick, and it's May 25th and 26th. Anybody who's interested, specifically if you are a CCFR field officer, I know that you can get in there for free. Message Trevor at trevor.furlot@firearmrights.ca is for that, and you can get into that. There's one more here. Listener Luc Guedin sent this. Do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, this is the Grand Digue,
Okay.
New Brunswick gun show. I don't know. It's French, I think.
Yes.
May 4th and 5th, CCFR will be attending, so there'll be a gun show out there.
Okay. Perfect. So go out and check everybody out at that gun show.
And say hi to Luke.
And say hi to Luke. Yep. I did post in here Maple Seed events. So we recently released some events to the public, and I wanted to let everybody know about the ones that are open and still have spots. In New Brunswick, we have Dalhousie. That's the one that is at the Restigouche Gun Club. So we'd like to see you guys out there. Prince Edward Island, it's near Charlottetown. It's in the Breadalbane gun range, or Big Boot gun range there. Sunbury, which is in Fredericton. BC, we have a few of them. So it's Courtenay, Campbell River, Port Alberni, Nelson, BC. Check those out. And Drumheller. This one is the Podcaster Charity Shoot. So Trevor, Adriel, myself will be there. So if you want to meet us, come to the Maple Seed and then stay the next day and take part in
Try
the
to
charity
beat my score with a Norinco 22 bolt.
That'd be an awesome.
And Winchester M22.
Yes. One more. It's a little different as well. We have it. It's at Chaz, which is Adriel's range. Are you going to be there for that? Do you think?
I think so.
Okay. It's a ladies only event, so we're having a lady seed, and it's a lady seed. And Lloydminster, we have that one. Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, Grand Prairie, Alberta, Medicine, Alberta as well. And pretty soon, I think in the next day or two, we're going to be releasing Lethbridge, Alberta as well. Now, I didn't give you any of the dates. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to mapleseedrifleman.com. You can check out the dates there, and you can also register for the events there. Or you can go to Facebook and go to Project Maple Seed and go to the event section. All of them are listed there as well. Those are the ones that have spots. I didn't talk about any of the ones that have been sold out, and there's quite a few of those as well. Any 3-gun matches you want to talk about?
Lots, but I'll mention them next week.
Okay.
I'm just going to do them once a month, so that's not like talking about all the Alberta matches we got coming up. Just
Because
so
it's
many.
all Alberta. A few in BC as well.
The odd in BC, but the ones in BC are like in the part of BC that's inaccessible to the rest of BC, but is very accessible from Alberta. So it's kind of already Alberta. Yeah. Alberta.
Okay. Alberta. Do you want to talk about the news?
Yeah.
Let's go
The
to
first
that.
one, the first one I'm loving. Toronto's doing a gun buyback. And the value that they're putting on these are
Awesome.
$350 per hand. Well, awesome and not awesome. Awesome as in like I think there's going to be a lot of gunnies that are going to make a ton of money off this thing. Not awesome as the It's $7 million they have budgeted that isn't going to go towards crime. This is
No.
going to typically with these gun buybacks, it's people who don't want them anymore and don't realize the value of them and get ripped off selling them to the government, or it's enterprising people who make those iron
Guns.
pipe shotguns
Yeah.
with 2x4s and iron pipe from Home Depot and then sell them for $200 per long gun. Or if you've got some of those TT-33 Tokarev frames for $50, they'll pay you $350 for one of those.
Okay. So the target market they're going after, they kind of want the ones that people don't want to, but the target market that they're trying to go after are the people that aren't going to bring this stuff in. I know. So I know this for a fact. I know
They want gang members to hand
Again,
them in,
it's a
but
fact.
they won't.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. If they can get, like, for a high point, they can get $2,500 from somebody, they're not going to go and turn it in. Come on. That's not happening. They can just sell it on the street.
It's an expensive high point.
Exactly. Who would pay that for that?
But yeah, I mean, there's already I've been on Discord and some people have been mentioning how they're going to mess with it, and so far they've contacted them and they said, like, how many can we bring in? And they, like, the long and short of it is don't bring more than 2. So if you're going to go to the gun buyback and help them get guns off the street, aka your pipe and 2x4s, I'll only bring 2. Don't go make like 10 or 20 of these things expecting to really make bank. We'll have to do a smaller number.
Yeah. They said
And then
2.
once you've made the money off of that, wait up front and see what people are bringing in. And if they're bringing in anything good, try to offer some cash for it.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. I put this in. It is a news story about Bill C-71. It's going to be appearing on so order papers. It's going to be presented on Tuesday, April 30th at 2:00, and it's going to be presented at the Senate Standing Committee. Basically, the committee's report and the findings and the suggestions on the amendments that have been passed as well will be presented to the Senate. So it's going to be interesting to see that. I provided a link here. Why don't we provide that into the show notes and people can click on that and watch at 2:00 on Tuesday, April 30th, and see what happens.
Why not? All right, I got that one for the show notes.
Perfect. Okay. New gun stuff. Let's move on to that. You put this in really big, bold letters. Apparently, you're excited about
I
this.
copy and pasted it from CGN, but also I'm excited about it. Another non-restricted gun for Canada. Another non-restricted black rifle. Woohoo! All right. This is the Troy 102. SFRC announced this, and I believe that means they're going to be the distributor or something like that.
Hoping.
Yeah, it's a Troy non-restricted AR-10 sized rifle, but non-restricted because it's based on the 102. SFRC is saying they have an approved FRT and they're in full production. They're going to offer them in 308, 7.62, whatever, same thing. 243 Winchester and 6.5 Creedmoor. They're going to come with a 20-inch match barrel. They're going to come with a 15-inch Troy M-Lock rail. I like those Troy rails. I've got a Troy Alpha on my other AR. They're going to be hard coat anodized. They're going to come with a 6-position Troy battle axe stock, which if you haven't seen it, it looks kind of like an axe. Actually, if I wanted to share what this looks like with people, I guess I could just do this. So if you're on YouTube, that one, yeah, that's what it looks like there. So that's like a rendering. So I imagine they're working on putting these things together. You will get a 5-round enhanced steel magazine. I'd imagine these work with those XCR mags as well. So these will be $1,700, $1,800. 1,800 really, $1,799.95 or $1,800, and they look to be good quality. I like Troy stuff, so this is really interesting.
So Ryan posted this. He said that it's going to be 10 to 12 weeks, arriving in Canada and free shipping as well. So that's awesome.
I think the price is about right for a new non-restricted rifle, and the fact that you get a complete rifle ready to rock and roll for $1,800 with good quality and good anodizing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's pre-sales. So there's two options: 50% down or 100% down. With the 100% down, you get 5% off. So you'll only be billed. It says $1,700 or $1,709.95.
Yeah.
So that's a good deal. You gonna
Mhm.
get one? You gonna get one?
I need to sell that BCL first, but now it's running. No. I gotta
Anybody
fully
want to
review
buy
it
a BCL?
Yes. All right. The next one here,
Yeah.
Stag 10. They've got a new model that's going to be coming into Canada here, and this is the Stag 10 LEV2. This is in 6.5 Creedmoor with a 20-inch barrel, and yeah, that's it. It's so the idea here is they're trying to do a lightweight 6.5 Creedmoor build, and they're using a ballistic advantage barrel, I believe, low profile. Handguard, and yeah, should be good. Stainless steel barrel, and this is all for just under $2,000, I think. 19.
Yeah, looks
Did I
nice.
see the price there somewhere? I think I saw the price somewhere. It was like 1,900 or 1,999 or something like that, and it's 8.5 pounds. So
Sweet.
pretty light without going like crazy into carbon fiber this or carbon fiber that and whatnot, right? And still keeping the price reasonable. I'll keep going
Tradex.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tradex has some Russian surplus 7.62 by 39. So a lot of our 7.62 by 39 hasn't been Russian. It's been other countries' production. So if you're looking for Russian specifically, they have that for $389 for 1,400 rounds. That's not the cheapest 7.62 by 39, but if your rifle likes that stuff or you prefer the Russian stuff, there you go. Western Metal has extended base pads for. They've actually got a whole whack of pistols that they're supporting these things from. So they're just plain. I think we talked about how expensive base pads were in Canada, like 3-4 months ago, and now it seems like the competition's really stepped up. And now, like I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but now there's a lot of them out there. So Western Metal has extended base pads for Glock, for CZ's P07 and P10. And as well for the SIG P320s. So if you've gone to a Magwell, or you just want like a little bit of extra weight on the magazine, makes such a big difference in dropping them free. They've got them for $32 each, which
That's
is
cheap.
pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I think I saw double taps were 25. I don't know if they're still 25 or not.
How much is SJ selling theirs for?
S&J had some, like there's starting to be like some really good selection here. So when you're looking for base pads, you want something a little bit of weight to it. Maybe some check ring on it, maybe not, depending on what you're looking for. I mean, you can always stick some skateboard grip tape to them if you want a little bit more grip on them. And then some way of marking them, or just pick a weird color. Like I picked a weird color for mine, and they're super easy to find on the ground. What you don't want to have is your Glock mag, your black Glock mag, being out on the course of fire somewhere and forgetting about it, someone else shooting and picking up your mag and walking away with it with nothing on it, right?
Yep.
And, these base pads are a great way of doing it. And if you cant the gun a little bit, which you're not supposed to when you're releasing the mag, with that extra weight, it's more likely to kick out than if it was super lightweight. And so you might be able to get away with a little bit more angle.
Awesome.
Yeah. This iRun Guns, they've got this real weird thing. I don't know what the market is for it.
Do you want to show it? I'm looking at it right now.
All right, I'll show it to our viewers on YouTube. It's a side charging 9mm AR pistol-ish thing. It's also going to be in 45 and 10mm.
It's going to use Glock mags. 5.5-inch barrel.
So it's restricted, and you don't need a buffer tube, but who cares, because we're in Canada and this would be a pistol. Well, I guess it doesn't look goofy.
Yeah. So in Canada, it's going to come with a folding stock and one mag. That's it.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I mean, you use Glock mags, though. Glock mags are super cheap.
Yep.
4 pounds.
Pounds.
Woo! That's a bit of weight to put out there, but it'll have a folding stock, so that's cool. I mean, and you can because it doesn't have a buffer or anything like that. Yeah, it's a neat idea.
So Iron Guns is putting that out.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know if
yeah.
practical, but interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the guns we get in the market here are just fun range toys kind of a thing, right? Take them to the range, shoot some rounds. Yeah. You haven't watched that video yet, have you?
I have not. I just clicked on it.
No, you can't. You can't watch it right now. It's 6 minutes of marketing wank, like the whole thing. I'm a marketing guy. I appreciate. Gamer recognized game, and it's 6 minutes of it. I'm talking about processes and a whole bunch of stuff. Anyways, it's an aluminum tip bullet. Who cares? Okay. But the interesting thing, they're very heavy and long for caliber. So they're, I think their 308 versions were like 220, 240, like super, super heavyweight, long guys. And this is probably the most interesting thing. They're sequential. So normally when you make bullets, there's a big bucket and they go in the bucket and then you tumbler, clean them, get all the oil off, that kind of thing. And then they get like you pour big scoops of it into a box and then that's it, right?
Yeah.
And they're all jumbled up and maybe one shift ended and another shift started and the guy changed something on the machine and the bullets just go into the hopper and then you end up with like little discrepancies, right? With this stuff, sequential bullets, as they come off the machine, they don't clean them or anything. They go into the package and they're packaged like, I don't know if you've seen 17 WSM, how it's like they stand them upright and they put a little plastic thing on the top to hold them so they don't bump into each other. These are bullets. These are component bullets that you were to load, and they package them in these beautiful little packages very carefully and sequentially. So bullet number 1 is next to bullet number 2 is next to bullet number 3, and they're all just in that package. So there should be less variability between them, and they should be closer to each other in weight and length and all that other kind of stuff. These are going to be like much more expensive bullets, and they're not cleaned. So they might have oil or something like that on them. They send them out with this little fabric bag like you would get on, what's the whiskey that comes with the bag around the bottle?
Crown Royal?
Yeah. They send them like with a Crown Royal bag, basically. So you got to put the bullets in there and like clean them off yourself.
But they're okay.
Because they're so fancy. They don't even clean them. They don't.
So
they package them up and they send them to you.
So they take them and they put them all and they put them 1, 2, 3, 4 and then they put a little thing on top of them and then they give you a bag and then you dump it into the bag,
or just clean them one by one. You take them one at a time, you clean them and you put them back, and then you reload them sequentially. Also,
oh, okay.
Like if you're shooting really, really long range, which is what these bullets are made for.
Yeah,
you need the consistency, and these are going to be some of the most consistent bullets on the market. I think is what they're trying to do here. Aluminum tip, CNC. It's like it's done for quality and peace of mind. I guess if you want, like if you miss, it's like if you miss, it's definitely you. It's not the bullet. Yeah.
All right. Well, do we have anything else?
Nope.
I wonder how much there is going to be. Okay. Why don't we go into our main topic? Thanks again to the guys at Coat of Arms. Yeah, they're awesome. They're really, really.
I didn't know they're doing all that stuff, and I wish that we had the number of gun shows and gun cool stuff that you guys have out there out west, because you guys have like all these cool like GAT shows and stuff. Man,
yeah, you can have those. You know how those came about? People decided to have them.
I don't want to do another thing. I'm done. I want less things. I want even less things.
Yeah, me too.
If I can get out of it, I'm going to try to get out of it. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So me asking you to help out a little, never mind.
No.
No. You're learning the art of saying no. I need to learn that art too. Listener feedback. Have you been paying attention?
No.
Okay.
See, I'm already practicing.
Marcel, he's saying that he thinks Trevor's probably in Halifax for the IPSC Spring Bang match. Probably. I don't know where he is. He's
No,
not on
he's
here
on a
tonight.
boat. He's on a boat fishing.
Yeah, he's boat fishing.
Mhm.
Andrew LaChapelle. He's the guy that won the draw that both of Doug and Corey were talking about. So he's the Orange City guy. He was on last week.
Oh, yeah,
displaying, that Trevor mistakenly thought was Corey.
Because he was wearing a coat of arms shirt on the show.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Same thing.
What else? I wasn't really paying attention because, the whole Marcel as well. He's wondering if there's anything big out east on the East Coast that high capacity magazine can do. And I was thinking, why don't you cover Slamfire? It's one of the, or not Slamfire. Well, you can cover Slamfire. SummerSlam. It's one of the biggest matches in Canada for IPSC. Somebody should write about that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Way out in Dalhousie.
Way out in Dalhousie. Yeah, I just dropped my phone. Yeah, I just dropped my phone.
All right, I'll riff while we're waiting for that.
And what else? Brad B. He was talking about. So Brad is somebody who is fantastic. I just have to give him. Maybe I'll give him a shout out today. He is somebody who has been helping us in the Dartmouth Halifax region with Maple Seed. He last year he brought his 3 kids with him, and he's such a fantastic guy. He brought his kids and he brought single shot cuis. So he decided this year he was going to make Christmas a little early. So he said he just got back from going to the range with his 3 kids. He has some Ruger Precision Rimfire rifles that he bought for the kids, and they took them out to try and zero them in. He's having some issues with that though. So he said the rails or the mounts are 30 MOA adjustment, so it's a little off. So he's going to get
The
that.
rail. Well, yeah, the rail on top is 30. It's a canted rail, right? So some scopes might not work with that because if you get an inexpensive scope or a scope that just doesn't have enough adjustment on it, you might not be able to zero it at 50.
Yeah, I think he got. I'm not sure what he got.
Might need to zero it at like 100 or 200. Yeah.
And let's see. Jeremy, he was talking about taking the Steg 10 going. He says, I'm hoping to buy a Steg 10 with the buyback cash. He's going to be one of those guys.
I love it. I forgot about my rings. I didn't mention this.
Oh, why don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So, rings on rimfires are a pain in the butt. A lot of, if you guys have a 1022 or a CZ or the Ruger Precision rifle, you can get your 20 or 30 MOA rails. If you have a Norinco 522, there's few people who make rails for those things, like a canted rail. But you can get these guys here, and this means I don't have to run a stupid base. I hate having my scope way jacked up over top my barrel. I'd rather have it closer to the barrel. And Hawk makes these rings that are 30 millimeter, but dovetail on the bottom. That's the hard part. You'd never find a 30 millimeter ring with a 3/8 dovetail on the bottom. And I found some. And you can get these plastic inserts that give you 25 MOA of cant. Yeah. So I don't need a base. I can mount my 30 millimeter scope, and I can get quite a bit of cant out of these guys. So I might use this on my rifle and then chuck the cheek rest, because I got this huge cheek rest on there right now because I've got the base, and the base has got some height to it, and I got my rings on top of there. They don't really make low 30 millimeter rings. They're medium and up kind of a thing, but this might get me quite a bit lower. So I'm excited to try that. Any other YouTube comments?
Yeah, Brad's just talking about the fact Brad's just talking about the precision rimfire. He says it has a 30 MOA rail, and the scope I have on hand initially ran out of elevation. I have new optics coming with 80 plus. I need new glasses. 80 plus MOA elevation
I'll do
available.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll help them out.
A lot of the Bushnell scopes, though, unless you go for the higher end stuff, they have 50 MOA of adjustment. And if your rail's 30 and your scope can only do 25 down, it's not quite enough.
Yeah.
As long as there's hash marks on the top, you might be able to just aim low on your target, but
Maybe.
that's kind of a pain in the butt. If you're going to do a lot of shooting at 50, maybe that's like a bridge too far. Certainly inconvenient.
Okay. Well, we move on to listener feedback. We have a little bit of that, so might as well get at it. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check him out online. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns. I can't speak tonight. Firearm accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. You can also follow him on Facebook or on Instagram as well. And Armory is spelled with the French spelling. So why don't you pick up Sean's email?
From Sean, hey guys, just listened to your latest podcast and I had to chime in on the discussion about rimfire precision optics. I bought a Leupold VX3i LRP long range precision 4.5 to 14 scope for my CZ 455. Well, it's certainly more expensive than most scopes you'd likely put on a rimfire gun. It's just over $1,000. It can be purchased with Leupold's CCH reticle. This reticle is Leupold's proprietary reticle that's very similar to a Horus H59. So windage and elevation holdovers can be done effectively without dialing. You'd be hard-pressed to find a scope around $1,000 with a reticle like this, in my opinion. Plus, it's very lightweight, making it ideal for a rimfire gun. Contrary to that, I also picked up a Razor HD Gen 2 4.5 to 27 by 56 for my 6.5 Creedmoor, and this thing is so heavy I could use it as a carpenter's hammer and build my next house with it. Anyway, keep up the great work with the podcasts. P.S. I'm sad that Maple Seed won't be coming to BTSA in Alberta this year. I was hoping to bring my wife, who's taking the firearms safety course this weekend. Hopefully next year. Sad face. From Sean S. And
Okay.
to Sean, go to Drumheller. Sign up
Yeah.
for Drumheller one. Yeah.
There's still spots, and you get to meet Adriel. Did you get to
That's
know
not
Adriel?
that far from Calgary. And
No,
you
it's
could
not
just
that
like
far.
do the weekend in Drumheller and go see some
Yeah.
dinosaurs or whatever with the kids. And bring your ridiculous 4.5 to 14 super precision rifle and, qualify for a rifle with that.
Well, he's already qualified as a rifleman,
Double
But-
qualify.
but he can bring his wife.
hmm
Yeah.
Beat your high score from last year.
We have another email. This one's from Justin D. I was wondering which episode had the gentleman on that was trying to get the entire FRT released from the RCMP. Also, is there, if there was, any update on the story? Oh, that's really, really short. I thought there was more to that.
Oh.
Do you remember the FRT episode?
No, it's been 300 episodes.
It's been 300
I'd
episodes. We probably have
yeah.
only been on
I
100.
retain very few of them.
Maybe Trevor, if you're listening, if you scream loud enough, maybe.
Because you know he is.
I know. She said fact again.
All
Guess
right, I'll
what?
get this.
You get
I'll get this next one.
Spencer.
I think you arranged this, which as the host is your prerogative.
My prerogative.
But
It's not
from
that
Spencer.
long. It's from Spencer.
No, it's not. Hey guys, I just wanted to congratulate you on making it to 300 episodes. Even with the Gun Dudes sort of restarting, this has to make you guys the longest running gun podcast out there, if you include the CRR years. It's interesting. I was looking for some gun podcasts to listen to on the way to my parents' place this weekend, and There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of gun podcasts in the States now.
I saw that. I was
Yeah.
Googling it after Matthew said, okay, when he went and did the whole Google Thulu, he said that we were like the fourth one that came up. So I did it and I went, holy crap, there's a lot of them now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for favorite episodes, it's hard to say. I do like the ones where all the hosts are on, since a lot of your show chemistry is the back and forth between everyone, and that suffers when it's only a couple of you.
Sorry.
On today too.
Yeah.
The episode that still stands out to me was when Owen told us way more than anyone ever wanted to know about Comfrey. It was interesting, but to this day, I've never used a bit of that botanical wisdom. Best wishes, Spencer.
Spencer, you're not the only one that has said that. So we're talking about a gun show, or a gun podcast that everybody wants to talk about Comfrey. That's their favorite show.
I could nerd out about digital marketing. I can't do botany. No.
By the way, these are all the emails that we didn't get to read last week on our 300th episode because we went really
long. Yep.
Speaking of Brad Brown, he says, congratulations on your 300th episode, Slamfire Radio. Well, you're welcome. And P.S. Apparently Trevor sucks. You're right, he does. You want to take the one from Etienne?
From Etienne. No, Etienne. I've met Etienne. My favorite episode is when Trevor finally bought his first 1911 after disparaging them for years, and then proceeded to defend his position tirelessly by claiming that a 2011 didn't count. Classics SFR. Congrats on the 300th, Etienne.
You notice he did that too with military surplus too.
Yeah. Talked crap about SKSs and all this other stuff, and then and is now collecting them, and multiple of these milsurp firearms.
He says he's like a woman. He has the prerogative to change his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean about women.
He's allowed to change his mind.
He's allowed to change his mind. He is. Occasionally, he'll change it back as well.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from Stable Boy, aka Mark. Hello, Slamfire crew. Congrats on making it to episode 300 and nothing. To this day, one of my favorite episodes is when Matthew got a new phone and started crank calling Trevor, which led to an on-air phone call to said crank caller. Another favorite memory is of Adriel reading my beautifully crafted letter. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Praising the firearm community after a 3-gun match, and Trevor's pathetic attempt to criticize that. It was pretty pathetic too. You all combined to make a great show, and I look forward to the next 300 and non-shows. I think that was, none. 300, none.
300 and none shows.
But, and nothing.
The next 300.
Yeah.
But then we're done. Once we hit 600, it's like, sorry, everyone.
Oh, we'll need a break.
Packing it up, deleting the website, emptying the recycling bin after we delete the website too.
Yes. So that's from Stable Boy.
The next one here is from Chris K. Good morning, lady and gentleman and Trevor.
That's good.
I am just curious, if you were to start reloading today, which press would you get? I know Trevor's a big fan of the Dillon, but which Dillon model is best for bang for your buck? I would rather spend a little bit more money now than buy something I will end up replacing down the road. Thanks for the advice, and keep putting out the great shows.
So Trevor responded to him, but do you want to talk about...
Can I respond anyways?
Sure.
I mean, it depends on what you do, right? If you shoot just pistol and just high volume pistol, Dillon Square Deal is nice. I think if I had all the money in the world, it would probably be a 1050 with all the automatic everything, case feeder, bullet feeder, and all I got to do is press a button on a tablet and it just starts loading ammo for me. That'd be cool. If I was hunting or shooting a lot of rifle, I probably wouldn't have a progressive. I probably do a turret press. I like the turret presses for just for the ease of changing stations, and they're fantastic for doing small batch, high quality ammo compared to like a progressive or something like that. So I think it really depends on what you do, how much space you have for your press, and how much you want to invest in it. I think the Dillon Square Deal has been my favorite press to use for a long period of time because it's so single purpose and so well built for that single purpose. Like just reloading pistol ammo, just set it up for 9mm, never change the thing, never like change any settings, just keep cranking out ammo. Every once in a while, you know what? I need to make some ammo. You go down, pour some powder in there, put a primer tube in there, and just start chucking out rounds. And it doesn't fail. And a lot of my other presses, you run into little hiccups every once in a while, and that thing doesn't. And that's what I really like about it. Incidentally, also what I like about shotguns, when like for 3-gun, I hate an unreliable shotgun, and something that's reliable, beautiful.
Well, we like reliability.
Mhm.
With Dylan, they have a fantastic warranty. You'll hear Trevor talk about it every time that he plays with his Dylan press. So,
Well, I've got a couple of Lee presses which don't so much have the warranty that Dylan has, but I still would rather have the Dylan because it's smoother and more reliable.
Mhm.
And
and occasionally people get out of it, so you can check online at Gun Nuts or wherever people are selling them.
and you
Yep.
can buy one used and then slowly replace all the parts because they got lifetime warranty. Yep.
Okay. If you'd like to email the show, you can send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. We do not have any podcast reviews, so if you are listening to us and you want to give us a review, go to any of the podcasts, whether it's Apple.
This used to be just iTunes. This used to be easier, right? We would just check iTunes every once in a while, and that was it. But the problem today is that there's so many podcast apps all over the place that maybe people are reviewing us, and we just can't see it. Or maybe they're on a podcast app that doesn't have the capability of reviewing someone.
I don't know.
That's a
I
possibility
do
too.
know that Stacy has an app that she uses for a couple of the firearm community. Thank you, Stacy. And it's an app that will process all of the reviews through various
Mhm.
whoever it is. So,
But like on
What?
Google Play, there's no such thing as
That's
reviewing a podcast. You just look at them and listen to them, and you're subscribed or you're not subscribed. There's no upvote or anything. So because of the diversity of them, there just might not be an easy way to do it. But try anyways. If your app has that, try anyways. Or go download iTunes and give us a review there, and then uninstall iTunes right after.
okay. I don't know.
We're worth it. We're worth it, right, Kelly?
Yeah, we're worth it. At least we are. We're showed up this week. Just kidding.
It's very enthusiastic of you.
Shoutouts. Let's talk shoutouts. Who would you like to give a shout out to? Adriel, you got
I
any?
don't know. It's been a busy. Jason from my club. He's got a whole pile of rubber matting that we're going to use to test out for stopping rounds. And he got a whole pile of it, and he's been really, doing a lot for us that he doesn't have to. So I give my shout out to Jason.
Awesome.
I don't know if he listens, but I appreciate it.
Okay. I'm going to give one to Sean M. He messaged me this week just to let you know, Sean, so I don't have to text you and let you know. Adriel sent that stuff out to you. And I wanted to also say thank you to Adriel as well for accepting all the stuff that I'm sending to you. You should be receiving it in the mail soon.
I don't think I have a choice. It just shows up, and it's like, my wife's like, "What did you order now?"
It's
Something
heavy.
every day.
It's really heavy. It's a small box. Well, it's not that small, but it's heavy.
Cool.
And I'm sending you back some of the polos, so I don't have as many.
I'm sending that box back full of polos. Sorry,
Okay.
return to sender.
Let's talk Patreon supporters. We don't have any new Patreonies this week. However, do you want to give an update on?
Yeah, I got a bunch of patches out. So if you are waiting for a patch, wait till like midway next week. And if you didn't get it, email the show and be like, "Yo, here's my address. Give me a patch."
Yeah.
And make it easy. Put your address in there and format it correctly,
just
and
gonna
make
say,
it so.
You need to provide your address.
Yeah, because we got a bunch of new ones, but they didn't send their address in. So it's like, how do I? Is this magic?
It is.
Like, ask us at a thing.
Yes.
Hey, I'm a Patreon.
Yeah, because it doesn't provide that for us. It just tells us that we have a new Patreon.
Well, it asks them, like when you sign up to be a Patreon right now,
Does
if you sign up, yeah, it's like, hey, thanks for signing up. P.S. Send us your address and we will send you a patch and sticker and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't ask for the address. I wonder if that can be built into that. I'm wondering.
Maybe.
I don't know. What Patreon does is it allows us to basically put out content, pay for us streaming. So please become a Patreon. We appreciate it. We'd like being on for another 300 episodes. Okay. I did want to say it's the end of the show, so we updated the sign off a little bit. So you can go, if you're not a Patreon, you can go and support us and support the show by visiting our website. So go to slamfireradio.ca.
Com.
Is it C? Com. And there's links there. So if you're buying stuff from Cabela's, why don't you actually just come on over to our website and click on the link there, and it'll give us a little bit of cash so that we can continue to.
All you got to do is when you're going to buy something from Cabela's, go to our website, click on the link, go to Cabela's. That the link will get you to Cabela's, and when you buy something, Cabela's will be like, "Oh, Slamfire Radio sent that person," and we'll get like a little bit of extra back. They'll give us a kickback.
Kickback. I think it's like what, a penny?
It's not a lot, but it's something. And if you're going to buy something from Cabela's anyways, it's easy for you to do, right? Yeah.
And then you can check out the other links that are there too. We have a few of them. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to update that links page.
Well, that was kind of my hint.
Thank you. Yeah, that was very subtle. Yeah, I like it.
Also, please join one or more of our firearms organizations. The CCFR especially has been really working hard. If you ever are interested about what our lobbyists do in on the Hill, if you go into the lobbyist registry, you can see how often Tracy Wilson is talking to the MP senators as well as other people who make some decisions in government. She registers it there. I was looking yesterday. Yesterday was the last day she talked to them. I didn't look today. She probably talked to them today as well. So you can go there and see that people are actually talking to those people who make decisions about firearms. So I did want to say thank you very much to Tracy from the CCFR. And if you join the CCFR, then opt in for Coat of Arms. So for the High Capacity Magazine, you have that option when you go in to join and become a member there. So yeah, that's a good link too. Check us out on Gun Owners Canada. We post our episodes over there, but we're also like to chat with you as well. A few people have been chatting. That's great. Also like us on Facebook. We are at 2,125 as of yesterday. So that's it. Everybody, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And hopefully we'll see you next week.
Good night, everyone.